This is the FCTO Daily Forex News Report for Wednesday the 3rd of April 2013. Strong risk sentiment sent the Dow Jones to a new record high of 14,662 overnight and helped the dollar strengthen broadly. The main focus will turn to job and services data from the US today and whether investors will stay optimistic on the US economy. The ADP employment report is expected to show growth of 198,000 in March, while the ISM non-manufacturing index is expected to stay unchanged at 56. Chicago Fed Evans said yesterday that the Fed was still missing tremendously on employment and there's still work to do. He reiterated that the Fed is expecting unemployment to be above 5.5% at the end of 2014. Evans also warned the Fed should continue to maintain easing to avoid following the fate of Japan. In the same occasion, Richmond Fed hawk Laka warned that he saw an upside risk in inflation even though he didn't expect a significant rise in inflation in the next year or two. In Europe, the EU, IMF, ECB and Troika completed an assessment of the bailout plan to Cyprus, which was granted an extra 2 years to 2018 to implement measures linked to its bailout. The agreement will be discussed among EU financial ministers on April the 4th. European Central Bank Executive Kore warned that it would be a matter of concern if countries were to directly pursue overt competitive devaluations, particularly by resorting to large purchases of foreign assets. Kore also noted that the exchange rate matters for price stability and growth, and as such it is part of the overall assessment of the appropriateness of the policy stance. And if it's contrary to the objective of medium-term price stability, it may thus trigger offsetting policy actions. In Australia, Reserve Bank of Australia Governor Stevens' term was extended by 3 years. His 7-year term was set to end this September, just days after election, and the extension is viewed as positive by analysts as it eliminates some uncertainties after the election. Also, Stevens is generally seen as a strong central bank governor. Treasurer Swan held that Glenn has made an enormous contribution to Australia's economic performance and financial stability since his appointment 7 years ago, and he is in particularly recognised around the world as a key policy maker and one of the best. On the data front, UK BRC shop prices rose 1.4% year-on-year in March. Australian trade deficit narrowed to 0.18 billion Australian dollars in February. Chinese non-manufacturing PMI rose to 55.6 in March. UK construction PMI and Eurozone CPI estimates will be the main focus in the European session, and from the US ADP employment and ISM services will also be released. For all their Forex news affecting the markets today, please join us at forexcurrencytradingonline.co.uk. That's forexcurrencytradingonline.co.uk.